Now, I have a few different events to talk to you about.
Okay.
How you would dress for that event. The first is meeting your partner's parents.
Yeah.
How would you
Interesting
dress
you
for
bring
that?
that up. Interesting you bring that
We're
up.
actually going to be having an installment of that coming up on our blog, so that's exciting. But yeah, definitely, I think you have to show your personality, because when you're meeting somebody for the first time, they're kind of assessing, seeing who you are, and yeah, it's definitely that first meeting of they're going to be judging you. They are. So you have to have a look that says, this is me and this is who I am, and it speaks a little bit louder. But also tone it down a little bit. Be a slightly more conservative, and just obviously it has to be appropriate. If you're going for dinner, a little bit smarter. A lunch, obviously, a lot more casual. So have to be appropriate for that.
And being respectful for who you're going to meet. If I'm in that situation, if I was meeting Daniela's parents for the first time, I can't go there. I wouldn't put my pink jeans on, for instance.
They'd probably be afraid.
Yeah, they probably would, and probably rightly so. But understanding the situation, it's half of dressing is understanding the situation you're going into, the environment you're going into. So good classical items in that situation would work really well, especially for men, especially as a man meeting the woman's parents. The father's going to be watching you very, very closely. You don't want to come across as this hectic dresser, Yeah.
Is it the same for meeting friends for the first time, if you're meeting your partner's friends, or can you be a little bit more fun?
I
with
would
that?
say your personality can come through more. I'm not saying you should hide
Definitely.
your personality when meeting people. You need to just, I think the word respect is quite appropriate, who you're meeting. But when it comes to friends and whatnot, I think your full personality should shine through. If people don't like that, they probably shouldn't be your friends in the first place.
Let's hope they like you. Let's hope.
Now, I want to ask what your tips are. Maybe you can give me 3 tips for casual dressing, and then I want to talk 3 tips for formal dressing. So let's start with casual.
Well, definitely a tip for both casual and formal dressing is 50% of the clothes is the clothes that you buy. That's the way the item comes. The other 50% is the way that it actually fits on you. It's the cut. And we actually have a mobile tailoring service as part of our service that we offer people, because a lot of the time you buy a suit, and Ryan will know this, most of the time a suit jacket doesn't actually fit
Off
you.
the rack,
And it's not going to, it's a little bit big on the shoulders, maybe it's a little bit wide here. And the biggest thing is basically just making sure that the fit is good on you. So you have to tailor it. And having a good tailor, I think, is like one of the key items you have to have.
For the dress down, the casual dressing, I think you need to be comfortable. Whatever you're wearing really needs to be comfortable. A good pair of good white sneakers, a good pair of jeans, a darker wash on the jeans always works well.
Something you can move around in, that you feel good in, but it's also comfortable. And there's no such thing as luxury without comfort. That's probably number 2. Is there's no such thing as spending a lot of money on an item when you're not actually comfortable in it. Obviously, if you're wearing something that's a lot more structured and you can't move as freely, and you actually want it to look good, and you're not going to be in it for a long period of time, then that's great. But I definitely think that you definitely have to have comfort with luxury.
Yeah. On the dress up, on the more styled occasions, I think then we need to get into the classic items. So from a men's side, you would look at a good pair of brogues. I mean, I've got a good standard pair of black brogues. I've also got a pair of cherry red brogues. So like a bit of a pop of color, stand out. It's a traditional item which has been played with a little bit in terms of color. But again, as Daniela said, you need to be comfortable with what you're wearing. So a good, well-structured, tailored suit with a good pair of shoes. You will not go amiss in your wardrobe.
You're not going to go wrong. Definitely. Also, once you have your kind of capsule wardrobe, then you can build on that. Then you can start going crazy. Then you get the orange jacket, the red shoes. You start going a little bit mad, but you need to have those basic items. So when you wake up and you've overslept on a Wednesday morning, you can just get out of bed and you'll have something to wear. So I think that's definitely an essential.
Great, thank you both for coming in and joining me. How can we
so
get
much.
fashion advice from you, should we want more advice further than this video?
Well, what we do is we do monthly installments. We blog about a theme. So we've had a country afternoon lunch. In August, we celebrated women. We dressed other couples. So we have publishing partners, under5foot.co.za, publishers into the female audience. The blog posts go out on my blog, mylineboots.co.za. So you'll find our posts on there. On Instagram, you'll find us at Fashion Power Couple. And then on Twitter, you'll find me on My Line Boots and Daniela at Shopology Girl, and you'll find us there.
And then I've got my website, shopology.co.za. If you want to book an appointment, if you want me to come and organize your wardrobe for you, go shopping with you, then it's shopology.co.za.
Great,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks.